Silence in the courtroom, please. Miss Von Karma, if you'd be so kind as to update us on the progress of the search. It's not good news, I'm afraid. The entire big building has been searched from top to bottom. No Auctioneer's hammer was found anywhere. That is bad news indeed. Then, we have no choice but to move ahead with the verdict. Such a terrible shame. But I suppose only a fool would have left a murder weapon behind. It's certainly not what I expect from a first-rate criminal mind. There's just not enough to work with here. Can't carry us any further on my own. Yes, it's really a tragedy, but life is such is life, I suppose. Just thinking back over the defendants I've made plea deals with over the years. People who poured their hearts out to me, who trusted me with every detail of their crime. And then when it came to their sentencing, I recommend life in prison every time. For every single one. Oh, if only you could see it. The stupid, dumbfounded looks on their faces. The verdict will now be passed. All present will accept the goddess's word as law. There's nothing more I can do. Kay and I are both... If only we had some proof. I never imagined I would be passing judgment on you under such circumstances. It's the end of the road. By the power vested in me. Excelius Winner, the court hereby indicts you for your crimes. Wait, what? Huh? Huh? What? Huh? Wonder's gotten into you, Verity. I submit you the court's consideration of the case file of a certain incident. Namely, the IS-7 incident, a murder that took place 18 years ago. What does that file have to do with... Wait, you mean... Your late-night visit to his chamber was too. Precisely. I came here to retrieve these documents. Though sadly, it would have seemed I arrived too early. To catch the auction itself. But how does this help us? When we spoke as a matter before, I implied that I had come to retrieve files pertaining to your own case. You'll have to forgive me. That was but a ruse to buy myself more time. What? What the heck are you doing, Gavel? You can't just accuse my dad. What is it? What is in here? What is in here that really... Wait. Is one of the sons involved or something? Wait, I'm confused. How is this relevant? What's the relevancy? I don't get it. It has to be doing some notes, most likely. Most of the thing was made up to the day before the incident, and the day incident onward, their whereabouts were unknown. It has to, is it referring to that or something? I'm so confused. What's going on? It's not proper grounds. It's deformation. An excellent observation, Eustace. Huh? It is? And of course, I have grounds to make such an accusation. 18 years ago, Manfred Valkama had some details about the victim's body fabricated. Details he was forced to fabricate was his sculptor Artifrost's body is missing. My papa? Fabricating information? What is the meaning of this? Ian Seidman, the detective originally assigned to the case, did in fact report that the body had gone missing. However, it seems that a certain someone was very pleased with Mr. Von Kama and deliberately withheld that information in order to bring him down a few pegs. What? What? This individual refuses to allow anyone to go against their wishes or to challenge their power. And they're known to go to the extreme lengths in order to bring those who defy them to heel. 18 years ago, they were no different. What? In fact, they even ordered Dr. Hertz to create a fake autopsy report for the IS-7 incident. What? She's responsible for that fake autopsy report? Wait, you have to understand, Grandma, she's not a bad person. She had to do what he said. She didn't have any choice. He? The person in question was the chief prosecutor at the time. The chief prosecutor 18 years ago. No. The man who gave Papa his first penalty of his career. Excelsius winner. It was you.
Objection!
What are you all talking about? My dad would never do something like that.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, Eustace, but your opinion on the matter is not needed here. Well, Chairman Winner, do you have anything to say for yourself? What is happening? All this nonsense with the bodies, that was Manfred's doing? Such a willful boy. All that fake autopsy report. Hilda, how could you? I believe you naughty kids would do the dishonest things behind my back. How old is this guy again? He's 68? I didn't think he was that old. So you had Eustace at 50?
Hold it!
We could just ask her why she did it. She is standing right over there, after all. Wait, Grandma can't. She's out. Grandma, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I. Right, exactly. If I didn't, everybody would have found out what he really did. And then she said she's going to change if you didn't help. Then was her plan. Then he would. I just had to do what the auctioneer said. So you were coerced into it, were you, Nurse Needler? And just to be clear, the auctioneer was Chairman Winner. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know. The person forcing me to help them was the auctioneer. He definitely looked to be about the same build as the chairman, but I never saw their face. Well, there must be something. Any detail, no matter how small, will do. Oh, wait. Their mask didn't cover their whole face. Or the cover had a tattoo on it. Remember that much for sure. There's a tattoo, huh? A tattoo. He doesn't have a... Does he have a tattoo on his face? It's probably covered by either the mask or the beard, right? Or the hair? Maybe? A tattoo.
Objection.
This all sounds very dramatic, but I really don't know what you're talking about. There's no tattoo anywhere on my face. I'd like to know if there was one, wouldn't you? Which means I can't be the ringleader, no matter how much you might want me to be. I only hope you can figure out who is the shameless manipulator might be.
Overruled.
Your contempt for this courtroom is an insult to the goddess. Are you sure it's not you who's feeling insulted here? I'm not the only one who's been trying to bring you to justice. Miss Ringer has been trying to. And I refuse to let her sacrifice be in vain. So, has Verity known the entire time? Young Rosie was looking to take me down, you say? But why? I barely knew her. I've always had a certain magnetic charm, but I don't remember ever catching that particular eye. You barely knew the victim. Why, I do believe that is a new statement. The goddess demands that you offer your full testimony for the record. So that's how it's going to go, You mean to hound me until I finally break? Well, if that's what you want to play it, fine. I'll destroy you all. Every last one of you. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to work with you on this one. No. Screw you. I doubt we'll get another chance to put him on the stand. Also, if we lose, I'm probably going to lose my badge as well. So, let's do this then. So let's make this the most of this opportunity. Of course, Your Honor. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, Chairman Winner, you will tell the court everything you know about Miss Ringer. You'll go with him on the member of the committee, of course. We never really had any personal interactions. At least, none that I remember. I had no motive to murder that poor girl whatsoever. Plus, I have absolutely no idea why she was after me. So you don't mean to accept your part in any of this? Of course he doesn't. He isn't guilty. How could he be? He's my dad, the winner of winners. That's very kind of you, Eustace. You'll need more than mere words if you plan to cover for me. You're right. You got it. I won't let them pin you on this one. Also, just to double check, no male has a face tattoo that we have here, right? No. I believe in you, Dad. You'll be Edgeworth. I know you will. Yes, yes. You really are such a sweet, simple child. He really loves his dad, huh? But that's no excuse for him to ignore his father's crimes. No matter how much he respects him. Regardless of their station in life, all criminals will be made to atone for their sins. This won't be easy on Mr. Winner. But it has to be done. We can't let his father get away with this.
Hold it!
Never had any trouble with her professionally. Oh, don't be so silly, my boy. I'm far too important these days for such trivialities. And by all accounts, her work was unimpeachable. Besides our difference in standing, we hardly ever interacted. But that doesn't prove you didn't kill her, does it? Well, yes, you would say that, wouldn't you? Anything to save your little friend. Certainly seems that Miss Ringa had some personal interest in you, at least. Indeed, indeed. But I can't, for the life of me, imagine why. Too bad, so sad. Was that a motive you can't logic your way into pinning this on me?
Hold it!
You have no idea at all as to why she was after you. Let's see now. It's because Dad's a real catch. I suppose you could say that. Yeah. The admirers, they come and they go again. How could you couldn't even dream of being like my dad. Very true. I doubt many ordinary people could quite match his achievements. It's remarkable, really, to have so many people come into life and have so many leave it. I certainly won't complain, if you choose to leave Verity, my dear. I think it's far more likely that you'll be the one leaving today, in handcuffs. Yes, very true. But if you think I'm finished, you will be sorely disappointed. Think back over what we know about the victim. Press all the statements.
Hold it!
As a member of the committee, you must have at least have been familiar with her face. Sure, but that's about all. I saw her every once in a while.
Hold it!
So you're saying you barely knew the victim at all? That's exactly what I'm saying, my boy, yes. Why, I never even knew about the burn mark on her hand. Really? You didn't? I mean, what's the point? You get to know someone before you get to know it. They're gone. It's become such a pain to remember things about others. They're here one day, they're gone the next. Yes, because they dare to stand up to you. Make them disappear. Could you please add that last remark to but the victim's burn to your testimony carefully.
Hold it!
Sure you didn't know about the burn mark? You really don't let up, do you? I'm not in the habit of memorizing who has a scar on their hand and who doesn't. But this wasn't just any old scar. I'd say it was pretty noticeable, in fact. Perhaps under normal circumstances. But now that I think about it, Miss Ringer did always wear gloves. Truth be told, I wasn't aware of the burn mark until after the incident myself. The victim's hands were always covered by a pair of gloves. Makes sense, of course. People can be very self-conscious about such things. I can only sympathize with being something of a sensitive soul myself. I hope you're not too sensitive to append that statement to your testimony. This implies she wasn't wearing gloves at the time. Because the culprit said, "I see that burn," which implies there was no gloves on at the time. Maybe?
Objection!
Got him! There we go. So Miss Ringer always wore gloves. If she did, that raises an rather important question, and highlights quite a contradiction. A contradiction, you say? Really? If we listen again to the conversation that was captured by the stuffed cow, you'll soon see what I mean. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself. I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. We can be reasonably certain that what we just heard was the moment the victim was attacked. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. We assume that those were the words of the killer. And where's the problem in that? Seems like a perfectly sensible assumption to me. I'm afraid not, Chairman Winner. For you see, if the victim was always wearing gloves that you just testified, then a burn mark on her hand should not have been visible to her killer.
Objection!
You speak as if gloves can be easily removed. She could have taken them off during the auction. That's... But she hadn't. She was still wearing them when I changed places with her. So they must have been on her hands when she was being murdered, too. What are you saying, my dear? But you know how much trouble you're in, don't you? I'm not scared of you anymore. I have Grandma on my side now. Now it's time for you to pay the piper, Winner, you dang devil. I see. So you're both looking to disappear, too. Ah! That can't be arranged. Threatening witnesses much? Not this time, Excellius Winner. The only person disappearing will be you.
Objection!
Shut up, bro. Hey, you can't talk to my dad like that. Who cares that the burn was covered up? Why does it even matter?
Objection!
Oh, it matters. Because it turns our understanding of the burn mark on its head. What? What do you mean by that? What can the fact that the victim's burn mark was covered up possibly tell us? I don't know why this one's here. Or is it? No, because if the victim didn't have a burn mark, then like it kind of messes up everything. This one feels weird. Was the victim talking to the killer? Is that what that was? Or because we don't know who exactly was speaking. We're just making the assumption because it's a burn mark comment. Think about it like this, Mr. Winner. The victim was wearing gloves, therefore the burn mark on her hand would not have been visible. In which case, whose burn mark was it that was being referenced to in the recording? Somebody who, wasn't the victim. Precisely. You're actually using your brain for once. Good job, Mr. Winner. Which can mean that the culprit had a prominent burn mark too. Or to put it another way, I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Those words are spoken not by the murderer, but by the victim. No way!
Objection!
And who's always messing with the lighter, burning stuff around him? Eustace, my boy, would you mind stepping aside for a sec? Look, Miles, it's nice to see you having fun with your little flights of fancy, but let's get serious. So the murderer had a burn mark now? Really? Where? You're just here, but either take flight or die, depending on your answer, I'm afraid. He's not messing around. I'll have to figure out where that burn mark was, and fast. I wonder where it could be. All the auction people were wearing disguises, right? Yes, and each disguise was different. Yet in spite of that, the burn mark was visible to the victim somehow. Which means... was the auctioneer actually wearing gloves? Don't know that for certain if he's actually wearing the gloves. Other than that, if, like, let's assume he was wearing the gloves, it would have to be somewhere in the facial area. So maybe the supposed tattoo is not a tattoo, but is actually a burn mark. What if it's that? What if it's a burn mark, not a tattoo? Well, shall we? Enlighten us, why don't you? Where was the murderer's burn mark? I assume you have some sort of evidence. I think it's this. I don't think we have anything else relating to a potential burn mark anywhere. Nothing else really makes any kind of sense for a burn mark.
Take that!
Here is my evidence. The outfit the ringleader was wearing throughout the auction. Or rather, the outfit you were wearing, Chairman. And what exactly is that supposed to tell us?
Objection!
A suit, white gloves, and a mask. This disguise should have covered almost all of your skin. But according to Nurse Needler's testimony, the auctioneer's mask didn't quite cover your entire face. Not only that, she claims to have seen a tattoo on a part that was exposed. But it wasn't. But was it a tattoo? Or did she simply mistake a burn mark for one? A burn mark? On the face?
Objection!
Sorry to interrupt while you're so clearly enjoying yourself, dear boy. But I regret to inform you, none of the committee members had such a burn. Myself included, of course. But that, I mean... Eustace, do you think you can be quiet, please? You and your foolish... You can be foolish on your own time later. Oh. Eustace knows. He knows. He knows there's a burn mark on his dad's face. Ow. Well, you may be an annoyance most of the time, Mr. Winter. But on this particular occasion, I'm grateful for your presence. A reaction like that from you, his son, is as good as an indicator of the truth I could have hoped for. And it gives me much needed confidence boost concerning another theory of mine. Namely, that one unexplained item belonged to. What's the matter with Mr. Winter? I think he might be in shock. After all, he's usually the last to figure it out. But in this case, he seems to have gotten in there all too quickly. He knows that his father is indeed the real murderer. He's sad because he knows the truth. So, it's better not to know the truth at all? Okay, it's what we came here for. It doesn't matter how we get there. The important thing is finding the truth. You yourself told me that once, right when I needed to hear it the most. And now it's time for me to repay the favor and show you the truth of your innocence. I want to know too, the truth of what really happened. So please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you show me? I very much intend to. You don't know when to give up, do you? Where's this burn then? Could you point it out to me? It's under your hair, isn't it? Wait. So, okay, maybe that's just shading. But I saw a little mark above his eyes. Like, wait, was it there the whole time? No. But you can't, can you? Because it's nowhere to be found, just like your evidence. Yeah, hunt for a country just like that, like how you want. Like, you won't find it. Because my dad's a winner through and through.
Objection!
I understand, Mr. Winner. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true. But if you ignore the truth now, you'll regret it as long as you live. Dad, what do I do? I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such another buffoon? Because you're an incompetent father, that's why. You really have to help your father, Eustace. You can try thinking on your own for once. You know, you useless nitwit. Bro! But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. Father of the Year award goes to this guy. Went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. They only give these to valedictorians. I hate to break it to you, Eustace, but at this point, I think he paid for your grades. I think we have a Hugh O'Connor moment here, where the parents paid off the teachers for the grades. I really hate to break it to you, Eustace, but I don't think you earned any of those grades. Everything you told me to. I worked like crazy and graduated top of my class. I tried to be just like you and win as many trophies as I could.
Objection!
You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you ace, I had to school give you perfect scores on all of them. Knew it. Had to. Obviously. Those debate and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. You never realized that much. There's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that. Bye, have a good time. Gone, my own son. They all leave in the end. Even when he was trying, he was failing. And he did it all for me. Then he should have tried harder. You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a father. And you clearly don't deserve to be chairman of this committee. Even I feel sorry for the boy now. And he was so annoying that I whipped him multiple times. Poor Mr. Winner. Explain yourself, Chairman Winner. Just what do you think your son is to treat him like that in such a way? Utterly useless pawn sounds about right. But you want to talk verily. You trying to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace too. I cannot deny it. However, I've never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries, and in some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's what I have witnessed during my time with him. Yet you would call him useless. How could you?
Objection!
Oh, because he is, Fairy. Girl. He is utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him. Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call final judgment onto Mucelius Winner. Keep changing how I say his name. I'm not consistent. Excelsius. Thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so. If the ringleader had a visible burn mark on their face at night, it would follow the chairman Winner is currently hiding that mark somehow. How exactly was he dressed up during the auction? That will be the key to solving the case at last. Now then, your answer, please. Which piece of evidence will help us to reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face? I think it was a mask, right? 'Cause I know she showed a certain one. Was that really the mask? Could have been this mask? I don't know if we've even used these. He's wearing the wig. He's wearing the wavy wig.
Take that!
He's wearing the other wig. Recall Nurse Needler's testimony, if you will. There was one thing never quite resolved. The second wig. The one that wasn't used. I seem to remember it being wavy. What are you two talking about? Nurse Needler apparently found something very interesting items when she went to swap places with the victim. And what do you have to do? What does that have to do with the burn mark? What she found was two wigs. One was intended to make her look like the victim. But what was the other one for? I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare. It doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Winner's current appearance to that of the ringleader, as it was described to us. Stop it! Stop staring at me! One very prominent difference presents itself. His face. Or rather, what's around it. You mean... it wasn't a wig after all? Indeed. Not a wig intended to go on top of his head in any case. It was all a fake beard, wasn't it? Excelsius Winner. Ah! Shut up, DK. I was just scrolling over, like, wavy. Wait. 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 This is all my own deep. How very unkind of you to suggest otherwise.
Objection!
We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth. You somehow desperately trying to cover for you, even in the light of his realization. Yet you still feared that he might expose you. So rather than take the risk, you bullied him until he couldn't take it anymore. Because he knew. He knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. Chairman Winner, I insist you remove your beard this instant. Well, there it is. The burn mark. Mr. Edgeworth. For bringing evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess. You have my thanks. No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Excelsius Winner, in the name of the goddess, I hereby pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty as charged. Okay, so I'm guessing it's going to be covered in the next case. Because, like, you know, he kind of seemed to have been involved in some way, but I still want to know what the heck was going on with case 1 and case 2. I still want to know that. I assume that's going to be a case 5 thing, so we'll get to that. But what was happening? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me, even though I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you. There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor. No, as a friend. It's the very least I could do. Mr. Edgeworth, Joyce. I've learned that Cameron Winner has been safely delivered to the detention center. The search for the missing auction hammer continues, however. We're talking about Cameron Winner here, so it's highly likely that it's already been destroyed. In addition, there is one other matter I must inform you of. The chairman made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not a part of his plan. Nani? What? How could that be? We never did. Never did explain that. And we would need we need Kay's memory back probably. Also, Kay's secret book was still with the victim. We didn't explain that either. Can we give her the book? Can we give her that? That they found the second letter on Kay's unconscious body. From their contents, the letters seem to one of correspondence. So he leapt to the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. That's quite a conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. So he decided to place the victim in a very conspicuous place. Namely, in her left chest pocket. Sounds to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself. Yes, I certainly thought the same. Perhaps there's some sort of last-ditch ploy on his part. But it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now. And under her scrutiny, such strategies cannot hope to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties which I have been entrusted with is completed at last. Judge Gavel, before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winner came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more, isn't there? Yes, and I suppose you have earned the right to the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. But before he could uncover the truth behind the auction, he was disappeared. All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. Unfortunately for her, her opponent struck first. I see. So that's the story behind this case. While the goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance, Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winner's crimes at last. So that was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Excelsius Winner and the corruption at the heart of the committee. Does anyone know what happened to Mr. Winner? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me the most. Oh. I really feel bad for him. Well, don't pity him too much. At least he knows the truth now. And no matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me. Father's influence isn't easily erased. But in time, he can hopefully try and change his ways. You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too, I wonder? Can I move on with my life? Are you okay? Are you okay, Kay? How's that head feeling? I'm fine, thank you. So sorry, Kay. You were my patient. I have a responsibility to you. And instead I'd like to accuse you— Ouch! Ain't right. We ain't just in the business of fixing bodies, Missy. That's where the minds begin. You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more. Please forgive me, but I'd better be on my way. I am to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. The Bronco Knight case, huh? Who's the defense attorney? It was supposed to be Miss Ringer, but as she is no longer with us, we're still in the process of finding her replacement. Miss Ringer was scheduled to represent Warden Lagarde. What? And of course, until we find Eustace, there's nobody to act for the prosecution, is there? In any case, I must take my leave. Can we act as the prosecution? Wait, please. What about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With its chairman under arrest, the committee's activities have been suspended for the time being. So to answer your question, it's complicated. It's all up to the goddess now. But just give it back to him, Gavel. I know you have it. Just give it to him. Don't worry about it, Kay. It's a consequence of my own making. And I assume you do not mean to change your mind? Of course not. I chose the path of truth, and I chose it willingly. With Chairman Winner out of the picture, justice is in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I'd be more than happy to facilitate such a decision. It's a very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can't ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure if I want it anymore. I see. It seems you are destined to continue on a different path, then. Well, I trust you'll keep my badge safe until the converge again. With all I have. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. Please let it be the secret book and give it to Kay. Yes! Oh, that secret promises. This should help Kay remember. I've thought of this for a while. I was like, this should be what the key to getting Kay's memories back is. It's like, give her back the notebook. Kay's promised notebook. Seems it was due to be sold in the auction. And with the name Kay written on its cover. Chairman Winner made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. It was the same as the one on the... Rosie was gonna get it back for her. That's probably what it was. Rosie was trying to get it back for Kay. It's probably It was the same name on one of the letters, after all. The letter claimed to know nothing about. I suppose he insisted he didn't prepare them. Yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently, he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook, and that Miss Ringo was after his life. And that their respective goals are what led them to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together. Unfortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. Kay had known a defense attorney who was also a member of the committee. There's no way she wouldn't have told me. That just isn't like her. Your belief in her is touching. While the notebook did become part of the Chairman Winner's cover-up scheme, it was also a treasured possession of Miss Faraday's. Which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I'm sure would the goddess. Thank you. I pray that it helps her recover her lost memories. Is everything all right? Judge Gavelle wanted me to return something important to you. Isn't that... Always greet people with a smile. Even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Daddy. I wrote them all down, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises. Be a real hero when I grow up. Just like you. Oh, wait. Forgot to write one down. The most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I just remembered how you used to say it. And now, I'll never forget it. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right. You have to try. I'm Kay Faraday. The greatest thief who'll do anything in her hand. Second yet to Garazu and assistant to Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, is that really you? Can't say I'm not a little embarrassed, but... I'm back. I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Edgeworth. You never stopped helping me, even when I was totally lost. And couldn't remember anything. Thank goodness. You certainly seem to be back. Okay, so this is the real you, huh? Welcome back. Good to know that you're better. I can sleep easy now. Now that I found it, you don't have to go losing that memory of yours again, young lady. Yeah. Miss Neither, Dr. Hertz, thank you a lot for looking after me. And if y'all are really better, how about you ought to get dang that hospital bill? Oh, yeah, I washed all your clothes for you. Here. I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe. He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics. And did he happen to mention if forensics found anything of note? I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see. Wait, what about her bandages? Surely it's too soon to remove them. Oh, it's probably fine. She may have taken a big old bump on the head, but she really wasn't hurt otherwise. But then, why all the bandages in the first place? Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those were just a few of my mottos. Most of which sound like painfully annoying practices for your patients. Okay, transformation time. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Fits like a stolen glove. That smile suits you better too. As it always did. Thanks to you too, Miss Fun Karma. I'm so glad you showed up when you did. Yeah, even though her first comment when she came back was something we already knew, but thanks. I simply came when Scruffy asked me to. I'm sure he'll be very happy to see that you're back to your old self too. Speaking of Gummy, where is he? Who knows? Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry while a certain person threw his bandages away. Threw away his badge. Detective Gumshoe. Anyway, I have to be going, and I'll be taking those two with me. Wait, what's gonna happen to them? Acting as accomplices in a murder and forging an autopsy report 18 years ago. Their crimes cannot be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that you, Excelsius Winner, coerced them into cooperating will, of course, be taken into account. Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Graham and me are together, we'll be alright. Take care, Kay Faraday, until we meet again. In the next case, probably. Also, Lotta is still here. Okay. So, Kay. I know you only just got your memory back, but I need to ask you some questions. Sure, ask away. What happened the day you lost your memory? What were you doing? Let's see. Somebody asked me to meet them at Gourd Lake. She wasn't on the roof when she got attacked. That explains so much. It was super confusing as to like how she saw the red-coated person attack him from behind the stand and the moon was behind them. Like, it didn't work. And she also mentioned seeing noodles. Which, there's still no noodles here. This is hot dogs. But I didn't know who it was. So I was there, just looking up at the moon when somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me. They must have drugged me somehow, because that's when I fell unconscious. What? I'm not sure I followed. Kay was at Gourd Lake, looking up at the moon. When I came to, I was on the roof of this building. I was in a daze, stumbling around up there when I saw a person in a red raincoat again, but they were lying on the ground. So surprising I stumbled backwards. And then I was falling, and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in a red raincoat, who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking in midair. Thinking about it makes my head hurt. Just breathe, Kay. You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. Imagine the root cause of your confusion is probably the two locations. I imagine things are mixed up in your mind because you were at Gourd Lake one minute and at the top of a big building next. And because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blended the memories into two together. Huh? But those are two totally different places. I know I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused that easily. I believe these things on the roof may have made you more likely to become confused. Is it the tree? Because she was by a tree both times. There are two key similarities between the scene down at Bygord Lake and here on top of big building. Cherry blossoms and food stands. Wait, you're right. Those similarities are what caused your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in midair. They were walking toward you from across the park. Filling your blurry memory, the same slate played over the viewing platform instead. No way. Who steals a great thief's memories, huh? That's just cheating. Even still, that doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it the person in the red raincoat she saw? Do you hear that? Sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. It's that speaker. Come on, let's go take a look. Aha, I smell another scoop in the oven. You're still here. Coming from this little gadget here, Mr. Edgeworth. This transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. It's still going. But I'm no good with technology. Come on, you have to pick it up. Fine, I'll do it. Hey, this is Edgeworth. Okay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me. Mr. Edgeworth, I presume? Well, I know that voice. Oh, Shelly the Killer. Mr. Edgeworth, I presume. Shelly the Killer. Congratulations on another case solved. Yet I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? Was it Shelly that attacked Kay then? I'm sure you've noticed by now that there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident. How do you even know about this case? That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on a certain individual for the time being, shall we? I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. If not, how are we to explain the key pieces of evidence that proved so damning to Kay's case? No way! Evil mastermind? But who? It's gotta be Shelly. Who indeed? Perhaps you could share your thoughts. What any evidence in question points to somebody else's involvement.
Take that!
Are you kidding me? I just presented the wrong one! The letter K was supposedly wrote to the victim. Yeah, I don't even remember even writing that. So who did? Who would prepare such a thing? I know I'm not the only one who would like to know. And how do we know it wasn't you? Now why would I do such a thing like that, I believe the truth can only fully come to light in the court of law. Well, since you had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. So how would it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. He even knows about my badge. Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now I bid you a farewell. What the heck do you mean by the case hasn't been fully resolved? Why is he so interested in us anyway? Everything's just one giant ball of mysteries. It seems we've only scratched the surface of this case. But even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. However this ends, one thing is for certain. Come what may, I will expose the truth.